Hello you gorgeous people, welcome to my tiny but growing channel. My name's Tara and I'm here to help you make confident choices with your beauty buys. And today, let me know if you were as shocked as I was to learn that Charlotte Tilbury, the Queen of Glow, has now brought out a matte quad. Yes, this is an all matte quad. This is her brand new Desert Haze. It's all mattes. So we've got her kind of the prime shade, the enhance, which is a really quite nice bright peachy colour. Then we've got the smoke shade, I think she calls this one, even though it's not the darkest, and then define mucky mirror, ooh, which is a really quite dark smoky colour. So I've swatched these already. As you can see, now I really like a prime shade. I have to say the Pat McGrath palettes don't tend to have this sort of just basic matte creamy shade that you just put on as a base, but I really like to use that just from eyebrow all over the lid just to get me started. I don't know if it's even just a psychological thing, but I like to have that prime shade, so I really like that one. There's my vitiligo patch there. You'll get used to that as you watch these. Then this is the enhance, which is a really quite a peachy shade. It's warm, it's really quite bright and poppy. Then we've got the smoky shade here, which is a sort of lightish brown, warm brown, and then we've got the really dark shade, which she calls Define, I think, which you could use on your sort of lower lashes. I don't use any colour under my eyes. I just find it doesn't work for my eye shape and my face. I keep everything, all the drama above the eye, the sort of the top bit of my eye. So yeah, that is the palette. Now I have to say, quality wise, gorgeous, really buttery, really smooth. I've done a video of me putting the eyeshadows on, which hopefully you'll see at some point. But I'm not an expert when it comes to putting on my makeup, even though I've been doing it for the best part of 25 years. But I really enjoyed using this. Although, I mean, this colour, I love a dark colour, don't get me wrong, but even I found this was really, really pigmented, and I did have to blend this one out quite a lot. So you could, if you're not really into going too dark on your eyes, maybe skip this and just use these three. But maybe just a little dot of this one on your under eye, really, really nice, instead of a sort of a pencil liner. I have to say, I really enjoyed using it. However, I've done this video once already and the light at the back went, so I had to redo it. But in my previous video, I showed you my look with just this palette. I can't do that because I've gone over this with, I was going to do it anyway, I have to be honest. Well, let me tell you, I've got this luxury palette of pops, again from Charlotte Tilbury. They're kind of quite gritty, glittery shades. Now, they're quite cool. I feel that this taupe one and this is quite a berry shade, and I didn't really think this one would go, but I thought I'd pop this on top of the look that I'd done, because I do feel that using all mattes is quite flat, so I've popped that on this eye on the top. Now if you're looking at the other eye, I've actually used one of the colours from a palette she brought out earlier this year, the Queen of Glow. So I actually went in with this colour, this goldy one, on the top. Now let me just show you. I've had trouble opening, there we go, this palette a little bit. Look, can you see the colour story with those? And this one came out literally a couple of months ago. Well, it did in the UK anyway. So I'm just thinking, has she maybe brought this out so you can combine it with this? And I have done. So this eye has a gold, or is it this eye has a gold from the Queen of Glow. Anyway, both eyes I used a little topper on, and I'm much happier with the look now that I've used a topper. So interesting, because if you don't own any other Charlotte Tilbury or any other eyeshadows, or you might not have a kind of topper shade, or you might not have one that's going to work, but possibly if you have this one, which does have a matte brown, but it's kind of a reddier, well, I mean, they are kind of similar, it's a little reddier. Yeah, it is a little reddier. then I found that that's a really nice combination. I've really enjoyed using that. I have to say, just the mattes, I did feel it was very, very flat. These days I do find that a little mix, some matte to give the structure and then a little bit of glitter to give a pop and to sort of bring the eye to life a bit is a perfect combination. Do you think that you're tempted to get this and maybe you can use it to enhance some of the other Charlotte Tilbury palettes you have, if you have any? Do you think Charlotte's missed a trick with not including a topper shade in this one? Or do you just straight out love your mattes and you are just going to go ahead and get this one ASAP? I would really love to know your thoughts. But I have to say, I've only used it the once today, but I really like it, and I really love this poppy peach shade. I have to say I wasn't mad on the look before. I just popped a little bit of the sort of glittery shades on, but now I've done that, I'm really happy. And I mean, I know that people sometimes like to just use from the one palette, but I say mix and match. If something goes with something else, then why not? And yeah, I think this is a look I'm going to really enjoy using, actually. I'm kind of pleased. I mean, I've sort of been really lucky to get a few of the gorgeous Pat McGrath Mothership palettes that have every kind of finish you could possibly need. They've got the mattes, they've got the satins, they've got the duochromes, they've got the glitters, but you know what? Sometimes just a simple, trusty little matte palette might just be what you need. For me, with a little topper of glitter on top. I don't know, maybe I just I need the glitter right now, who knows. So I'd love to know your thoughts on if you think you might get this palette, or if you've got an eye on another Charlotte Tilbury palette, or maybe you're thinking of getting her new bronzer. The packaging is gorgeous, it's sort of like a shell. I have bronzers, like I have so many bronzers, I'm not sure I'm going to be treating myself to that one, but I'd love to know if you're thinking of dipping into this one. And yeah, please, if you enjoyed this, if you found it in any way helpful, please like the video and subscribe. And I've got more coming up. There's definitely going to be more Pat McGrath. I'm going to have a look at some of my favourite pale pink new lipsticks to go with a smoky eye. I've got some By Terry videos coming up, and if there's anything you'd like me to cover, then let me know. I can't promise. If I can get it in the UK, I will try, and if it's something that I was thinking of getting anyway, then even better. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you very soon.